watch music. Like, it's okay to want to meet your favorite bands and you know, get your stuff signed, but like, come here and find a new band. Like, come here and go watch bands that you've never heard of. You might find something that you really like.
Ryan from State Champs. Yay. Your second Warped Tour.
My third.
Your third.
Yeah, I did a week last year with my side project, Speak Love.
Oh.
So I didn't do the full tour, but I did a week.
In the like acoustic basement?
Yeah.
Sick.
Rest in peace.
Nice. I feel like this is my third State Champs interview. Like, I feel like you guys should meet my parents. Like, it's getting kind of serious, like, at this point.
Very serious.
Yeah. So you guys just won Breakthrough Band at the APMAs. Yeah. And you were up against Knucklepuck, who you've toured with before, Set It Off. So has there been any, like, friendly, like, bragging rights going on?
Not really. I think going into it, it was kind of, like, just a cool thing to be nominated for, but if we didn't win, there wasn't going to be, you know,
like animosity.
It wasn't going to be a big deal. So I think going into it with that kind of idea was the best way to go about it, and I think all the other bands were the same way. It was just like really fun to be a part of, an honor to be nominated, but if you don't win, it's fine. And so those guys are all our friends. So like maybe some playful ribbing, but nothing crazy.
How was the party after the show?
It was good.
Yeah? Yeah,
we did a little DJ at Emo Night LA came out and hosted a party for like bands and industry and stuff like that. So that was really fun. We helped DJ that, and yeah, it was just a celebration at that point.
Anytime you guys tour, you get like a million tweets when fans are like, play this song, no, play this song.
Yeah.
And you've started to play Shape Up on this tour, which you hadn't played on your other US tour. So how's that going over so far?
I think it's going good. So we always try to find like a very strong opener for the set. And on the world tour with Neck Deep, we did Eyes Closed, which is the opener to the record, which I think is a strong record opener, but I don't think it necessarily, like, it just didn't, like, pop off the way that we thought it was going to. And so we were like, okay, let's do something else, something new that people are excited for. And we knew we wanted to be a song from Around the World and Back. And we hadn't played Shape Up yet, so I was like, dude, this is a strong song. People want it anyway, and I think, like, playing it first might be a really cool idea. So we just, I don't know, we kind of all agreed, like, unanimously that it was, like, a good idea. So it's been going over really well, I think. People are excited to hear it because it is, like you said, the first time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a fun song for me to play, too. So, yeah, I enjoy it.
I know that you guys have been bonding with the Crown the Empire guys.
Yeah.
Are there any other sort of unexpected friendships you've made on Warped Tour that you didn't maybe expect?
Unexpected, I'm not sure. I think, like, that's the cool thing about Warped Tour is that there's just, like, camaraderie between pretty much everybody, especially, like, genre crossing and whatnot. Like, it's cool because everybody, no matter how long your career is, how successful you are, how big or popular, whatever you are, Warped Tour kind of, like, puts everybody on an equal playing field, and that's, like, my favorite thing about it, because I remember in 2014 Warped Tour, I was hanging out with Saves the Day, and I was like, dude, this is a legendary band. Like, they don't need to, like, be hanging out, but they were, and they were really cool. And it was the same thing with, like, 4 Years Strong. Like, I loved this band in, like, 8th grade. I remember driving, like, a couple hours to go see them play, and now I'm friends with those guys. So that's a really cool thing about Warped Tour. As far as maybe unexpected to some people, I think genres are what are always kind of setting people apart. Because there are, like, certain cliques, I think. So the people who play on the Monster stage happen to be, like, the heavy bands, the metalcore bands. They hang out with each other. And then the Journey stages are, like, you know, the pop bands, the pop punk bands. So they always hang out together. So I think whenever you put two bands from different stages together, maybe there's a little bit of like a surprise. We've been hanging out a little bit with the guys from Old Wounds. They're a band from New Jersey. They're amazing, and they're new. I don't know if they're new, but they're new to me, and so it's been really fun to hang out with those guys. We've been hanging out with Confidence, which I guess, like, isn't really a surprise. We've done a tour with them. The Main, we all love the Main collectively, so it's been fun to hang out with those guys. We've never toured with them, so we didn't really know them before this. As far as like weird friendships, I don't know. I don't think we have any.
Did the Maine show you around at all on your off days since they're from here?
No, actually, so on our first off day, we hung out in Flagstaff, Arizona. So we went to the Grand Canyon. And then yesterday, we just kind of like bummed around, and then we did the charity bowling thing. So we actually didn't really get to see too much of Phoenix, but if the weather was like this yesterday, I'm like totally fine with that because I'm miserable right now.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Tyler had said in another interview that people have been crying a whole bunch at your meet and greets. Like, there's been a lot of tears, and then someone threw up once.
Yeah.
So, like, why do you think people just lose complete control of their bodily functions around you guys?
Well, the crying is different than the throwing up.
Right.
The throwing up, the girl was like, I think she was actually suffering from heat exhaustion, and I was like, this person's gonna throw up, and she did, which was hilarious and awesome, and she's okay, and she's cool with it, because I remember I tweeted something, and she was like, that was me, thumbs up. As far as the crying thing, I'm not really sure. I think some people are just really excited. I don't know that I've ever really been that way, but I guess it's cool. It's like, it is cool to know that there are people out there that you mean that much to, and you might not have known that they even existed, you know, until now. And then they tell you, and it's genuine. It's not like, it's not put on. It's not like, you know, oh, I really want this person to like me, so I'm going to tell them this thing, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, these people are crying. Like, this is real, you know? So for me, it's like, it is a little bit strange, but at the same time, it's kind of a compliment in the same way, you know? You know, there are a few different tiers to crying, I think. Like, that was a good wordplay right there. Like, tears, but, like, also tears. You know, there's the, you helped me through this hard time, tears that, like, thank you so much. Or it's just like, I'm so excited, I can't, like, contain myself. You know, I think there are a few different kind of things, but either way, I think it's cool. It kind of catches me off guard sometimes, but I'm okay with it.
Cool. Some of you guys, and especially you, I know, are super big into Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So have you gotten into any, like, weird situations because of it? Like, obviously not walked into traffic or anything, but ended up in a place you didn't expect, maybe?
I've been doing a lot of walking because of it. I walked 10 miles in Flagstaff the other day, and I really, like, feel like I saw the entire city, which was weird to me just because, like, I'd been there before, probably about 6 years ago, and I only saw, like, a little bit of it. I saw the college campus and whatnot, but it's a really, really interesting city, like, a lot of old, historic, kind of, like, 80s feeling to the city, and so I walked around, saw a lot of that, which was cool. I didn't really run into any sketchy people or anything, but I've met a lot of people that I probably wouldn't have talked to otherwise, you know? I see them playing, I see them, like, swiping to catch something, and I'm like, oh, what's going on around here? And so, like, I find myself, like, sitting at a table talking Pokemon or talking anything with somebody.
Right.
So that's pretty fun. I think the game, as far as a community, is cooler than maybe even the game itself. Nothing crazy. I wish I had a good story, like somebody tried to rob me while I was playing, and I had to fight them or something. Nothing like that. No.
Okay.
I think the craziest thing is the rivalry between Team Valor and Team Mystic, because Team Valor, they're just a bunch of jerks. They're just way more serious about the game than I think anybody else.
That's a blanket statement right there.
I know, but I feel like it is like, it's not a stereotype or like anything. It's literally like, these type of people pick this team for a reason. I think they like flock together because they just want to kill and take over everything.
After Warped Tour, you guys go back over to the UK until the end of the month, and then what do you have? I know you're doing some Speak Low dates in October, so what's kind of State Champs up to after that?
So, yeah, after this we're going to Europe and the UK. We're doing Pickle Pop Festival, we're doing Reading and Leeds, we're doing some shows with Sleeping Sirens, and doing a couple other festivals like in Germany, Derby, something, Destruction Derby, I don't know. Anyway, we're doing some festivals, and then after that, a little bit of time off for the boys. I'm going on a little vacation with Elliot. We're going to go to Japan. And then when we come back, it's basically just a little bit of time off, time to write. We're going to go to LA in October and write with some people for the new record, work on some new stuff. So we've been thinking about the new record. And then I do a speed low run, and then we go on tour in the fall, which hasn't been announced yet, so I can't really say anything about it. But we are doing a fall tour, and it's going to be sick. But yeah, we got September and October to really bear down, think about the new record a little bit, flesh out some ideas. Probably not start recording yet, but working on it. We're always kind of like riffing and stuff, so we've got some ideas flowing. But I'm really excited to maybe try out some co-writes, which is something that we haven't done before. So
okay,
yeah, we're gonna do that.
I mean, fans had to wait 3 years in between the Finer Things and Around the World and Back, so you don't anticipate making them wait as long for State Champs Volume 3?
We'll see. I mean, I would love to have something out summer next year, 2017.
That's about.
It hasn't really been discussed, but that's like, that's a pretty quick turnaround. That's a year and a half.
It's only been 10 months.
It doesn't even. Honestly, time has flown by since Around the World and Back came out. Like, I feel like I always want to say, oh yeah, it came out a couple months ago, which it came out in October of last year, 2015, and it's already August, which is crazy. But I think it's just because we've been touring so much that it doesn't really seem that long of a time span. So, yeah, I fully expect us to have a new record out next year.
Well, and I think Around the World and Back, like as a whole, is kind of an album that, I mean, you guys put together a good enough album that people aren't sick of it yet.
Yeah.
Like after 10 months, because some people listen to records for a month and then it's like on to the next.
That's kind of like what we're going for. We want to create something that not necessarily is timeless, but like something that people revisit and remember why they love listening to these songs. And I think that's kind of always the plan, is to just make something that satisfies us in a creative way and like we're proud of, but also people can revisit and say, and remember where they were when they heard this song, or remember who showed them this song or whatnot. And like obviously we want to have those sing-alongs, we want to have those songs that are going to kind of kick the door down and like stand the test of time a little bit. But yeah, that's a cool thing to hear about Around the World and Back, because I really felt like we created something really cool, and I hope that people are still listening to it, even though it has been 10 months. We're not bored of it yet. Plus, like, we still have so much touring to still do on this record. So, and some songs that we haven't played off of it yet. So,
nice.
A lot still to come. Hi, I'm Ryan from State Champs, and you are watching NeverSometimesTV.